Here is how you're going to train if you've got a TRX or a set of rings. When would you need this? Well, if you're going to travel, you can take this TRX, pack in your suitcase, and you are good to go. Find a sturdy place to wrap it over or a door frame. Don't rip down the door frame that you're going to be using because I will not be getting the bill. Or you've got a set of rings at home because you just train at home consistently, or you've got them there in the event that, look, you're really busy throughout the day, couldn't get to the gym, what can I do? TRX session, ring session, this is what you're going to do. So we're going to go through 10 exercises that I'll show you in a minute. And I've broken these down into two workouts, session A and session B. With session A, it's going to be predominantly push-based, and session B is going to be predominantly pull-based with some legs and abs. Now, with that being said, if you only had a 3-day split, you could blend them all together, to tell you the truth, and create 2 sessions where it's got push and pull and arms in all of them, and then just rotate that every time you trained. Because when you're on holiday, that may just be all you can get, and you may only be able to get 2 sessions in. If you can only get 2 in, I would actually say blend the two together, make it a longer session. If you can distribute this across 4 sessions, so A, B, perfect, do that. So in the A, we're going to be doing a shoulder press, a chest press, chest fly, tricep dips, although tough old exercise, tricep dips on the rings as they're moving, skull crushers. When you're looking at most things pressing, it will be easier for you if the rings are higher up, apart from shoulders, where essentially you would run if you are stood on your feet and your hands are coming over, it's going to be easier that way. To progress that, you will elevate your feet. But I'll come on to that in a minute. On the B session, we've got pull-ups, rows, bicep curls, and I'll show you how to do that on a single leg squat. And again, if you've got like a case with you, like a heavy bag, you put that on while you do the single leg, that's how you're going to progress that load. Likewise, if you can't do the single leg, you're just going to do double leg, no problem. And again, you could, if you need the bit in between, bag on, and so you could do the singular leg. And then we've got an ab crunch. So let's waste no time and go through the 10 exercises with coaching cues. Exercise number 1 is going to be the skull crusher. Now, when you set yourself up with this, you want the rings at around about your hip height, and then you want to make a right angle with your body. Now, to progress this, you would straighten your legs right out. And to go through the movement, you are just going to bend and stretch from the elbow. This exercise is hardest at the bottom and will drop off towards the top, so just take that into consideration. Feel the full stretch, and you're going to extend, straighten that arm out to come back up. It will rip out the tricep, boom, and extend back up. It's very similar to a skull crusher, but it's now in reverse, and we've used your body weight as the actual load itself. So that's exercise number 1. From there, we're going to be moving on to the next exercise, which is a dip. Now, when you set yourself up with this, try and stay as straight as humanly possible. Cross your legs over each other and brace from the midsection. Descend through the movement, and you're going to go down as far as you can. You want to get to the point where you're here, where your arm is at right angle, but I do appreciate it is a tough exercise. And if you are struggling to do this exercise, what I want you to honestly do is put your feet on the floor and take some of the load off, or put one leg on the floor and take some of the load off, and then drive back up. Because you'll notice as you go through this movement, if you're new to the exercise, which I'll be honest, I don't do this exercise. I do dips on a hard bar, and there's a much bigger difference, because now watch what happens when the bar is actually moving. Look at my hands now. Shaking, start to shake around. So this is something to consider when you're doing the exercise. This will shake, so we want to be braced and ready for that. So that's the tricep dip. Next one we're going to look at is the pull-up. The beautiful thing about the rings and the TRX, you can manipulate the arm path to literally replicate what I always get you to do on a lat pull down. I never get you to pull with your hands like this, because it's going to pull you outwards and away. What you can do is turn inwards, so you've got that neutral grip look. And we're going to replicate exactly what we do on the lat pull down. You're not going to pull from your hands, because I don't want you to work your bicep. We're going to come on to that in a second. You're going to drag your elbows to your hips, bang, and you're going to get your chest up. Now, here's a critical point. Cross your feet over each other and then flex your glutes. By the way, bring your feet up. So see how my leg is 90 degrees. If it's lower down, you'll lose the push forward with this. So Bring your feet 90 degrees, clench the glutes, and we'll look at what that's doing to my back. It's causing the arch here to then keep my chest up to then allow me to work through the lats. Come down slow, keep the tension, elbow to hip, bang. Come down slow, keep the tension, elbow to hip, bang. Great exercise. Again, get the tempo in when you're away. Looking to progress this exercise, add a bag to your back if you can and put some weight in it. Looking to regress the exercise. We're going to come on to that in a second. You will do more of the row, but you're going to do halfway between the row and the pull-up, and I'll come on to that when it's time to go through that exercise. This is the shoulder press. Now, imagine you don't have a box and you're also like the strength level is not there yet. That's okay. You're just going to put your feet on the floor and you're going to conduct the movement here and back up. Now, the reason I did get the box is a lot of you will be strong enough to elevate your feet. What you'll get is some form of like a chair. Yeah, a nearby chair is probably going to be the most likely thing you've got available to use. And why you've done that is you've elevated your feet higher, because obviously to train your shoulders, we need to be going downwards in this situation, or diagonally downwards. Gold standard would be you'd have your legs all the way up here and gravity going the way all down there, but we need to progress up to that. So the way you would make this harder, the rings would come lower and lower and lower. Obviously enough room that you will fit down to the ground, and this will elevate. So you're going to come down slow here, come deep with this and press back up. Come down slow. Go as deep as you can with this and then pressing back up. And that is the one for the shoulders. Okay, next we've got the row for the back. Now, just to finish up that point about how you regress the pull-ups, you would have the rings up here. So they're not all the way up here, and they're not as low as a row. They're that halfway medium in between. And now what that's going to do for you is it's going to mean your body is in this straight line here, and when you pull up, it's going to be kind of like a row, kind of like a pull-up, but your feet are on the floor taking a lot of your load off anyway. It's the same if you're doing we'll come on to the press-up, and I'll talk about that one in a second. So the row here, keep everything straight, drag your elbows to your hips. Obviously, you want enough room that when your arms are fully straight, your back's not going to touch the floor, but it's pretty darn close to it. You want to make this exercise easier. Bend your legs more. Bring your heels towards your glutes. And get that pause at the top. Okay, next we've got a fly. This may be tough, but just go down as far as you can. So you're going to start here, come out as far as you can, then you're going to drive your biceps together. At the top, there's going to be no resistance. At the bottom, there's going to be all the resistance. Just like a dumbbell chest fly. Keep everything straight, bicep to pec. Again, go with whatever distance you are comfortable with. If you can't do any at all, that's absolutely fine. You can take this one out, and we could do more sets on the press-ups. The single leg squat. So you're going to pull the rings as far back as you can, and what you're going to do is use them as a counterweight to then allow you to squat down, go as deep as you can, and then come back up. Again, to progress this, put some load in a backpack, put that on your back, and to regress this, go for double leg. Beautiful thing about this is look how much knee bend I can get, all the way hamstring to calf. Okay, ab exercise, you're going to drive your knees up towards your chest, and then you're going to push backwards. That's going to expose your core. If you're not strong enough to push back yet, that's fine. You don't need to, but that's just how you can enhance the exercise. Dragging that knees towards your chest. And as you do push the knees up, you're going to breathe out to contract the abs. Remember, we know from the amount of times you've done ab crunch, you want to flex the spine. So you actually want this to round as you bring the abs together. Onto the bicep exercise, you're going to do the opposite of the pull-up. You're only going to bring your elbow joint together. So the rings can start low, curl up, get the squeeze. It'll drop off towards the top, so get hard in the middle, drop off towards the top, and also at the bottom it'll drop off as well. To make this harder, you would increase the height of the rings. Okay, the push-up. So with this one, you would take the rings higher if you needed to regress it. So you're going to come down, go as deep as humanly possible. And remember what I always say when we're training our chest, you're driving your bicep towards your pecs. Gets the pause, bicep to pec. You're going to absolutely enjoy this one. And that will conclude the session there. Enjoy it. Let me know your feedback. Let me know if there's other exercises that you think should be in there that I've not put in. And I hope you enjoy it.